Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's Beer Reviews. I hope you're doing well today. I've got a West Coast Pale Ale to review today, and it's from Burnt Mill Brewery, and it's a can of their High Hopes West Coast Pale Ale, coming in at 5% ABV. There is the artwork. Burnt Mill do put some nice artwork on their wraps of their cans. There's a look at that one. So yeah, 5% ABV West Coast Pale Ale. Picked this one up in Marks and Spencer's. I think I paid £3.50 for it. It might have been £3. I'm not 100% sure now. It was either £3.50 or £3. That's for definite. So yeah, a bit of flavour text on the back here. It says a West Coast Pale Ale with fruity aromatics, extra pale and light crystal malt make up the grist for a lean malt profile with a touch of sweetness to balance out the hop profile of Mosaic, Citra, Chinook, Simcoe and Centennial. That brings aromas of ripe citrus, fruits and pine needles. Contains water, barley, wheat, hops and yeast. Yeah, good until January of next year. So let's get this West Coast Pale out of the can into the glass. So if it's a West Coast, it's already said that I should be expecting Citra and sort of pininess. With it being a West Coast, I will expect a little bitterness as well. Let's see if she delivers. I mean, the most famous West Coast Pale Ale of them all is probably Sierra Nevada, and that's kind of one of the breweries that started the whole craft movement. So no pressure, Burnt Mill. It's pale, certainly pale. You can see through that a little bit. It's a slight haze to it. Good levels of carbonation on that one. You see the bubbles roaring up there. It hasn't really maintained a head, barely a head on that. But yeah, nice golden colour, certainly pale. Good levels of carbonation. Slight haze. Let's get an aroma. Oh yeah, straight away. Piney, citrus. Lots of citra hops gone into this. So you're getting a grapefruit, orange, bit of mango, passion fruit on the aroma as well. There's a very slight tropical touch behind that citrus and pininess. Smells really inviting. I like that. I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers, guys. That's nice. It's very light, thin-bodied, nicely carbonated, really refreshing. Those citra hops really jump out at you. It's really refreshing. Really big citrus hit. Lots of grapefruit. Orange peel. Definitely getting orange zest on the flavour. Got really nice drinking. Really nice drinkable mouthfeel to it. That carbonation is lovely. Really well carbonated. It works with the hops very nicely. And at the end it has got a nice bit of bitterness. It's not a bitter monster of a beer by any stretch. Not really getting much of that 5% ABV. This could easily be a 4.5. Easily. But yeah, very citrusy, very fresh, very refreshing, very light. Nicely carbonated, nice bit of kick. That's a very nicely balanced West Coast Pale Ale. I'm impressed with it. Oh. Yeah. I think that does everything I was expecting it to do. And everything I was hoping it would do. For a supermarket West Coast Pale Ale, I think that's very, very good. It reminds me a little bit of the, was it the Kirkstall one that I reviewed a few days ago? Similar to that, in that it has all the traits of a good West Coast Pale Ale, without being too in your face about it. Don't get me wrong, you could go out and buy a West Coast Pale or a West Coast IPA, and it will give you loads of bitterness and loads of hoppy character. This does plenty of that without being too over the top. This is a good kind of I'm not going to say entry level because that might be seen as a bit insulting, but it'd be a good standard sort of West Coast to kind of drink and get yourself into it, you know. I suppose a bit like the way Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is. It's a very drinkable pale ale, and it really kind of helps your palate adapt to the style. This does something very similar. It's very drinkable, and it has all the attributes that you want. It's got that bitterness, it's got the big citra hop flavour, it's got that pininess to it that you want from a West Coast. Ideal, that is. Ideal for the weather as well. It's warm, it's muggy. This is really refreshing. I could drink a few of these quite happily, and I think when it comes down to it, that is a sign of a good beer. A beer that you kind of just want to get down, yeah, and then open another one and move on to the next one. I think that's always a good sign of a good beer, and this is certainly a pale ale that I could see myself drinking quite a few of on a nice afternoon like this, where it's warm and you just want something refreshing with a bit of complexity to quench your thirst, you know. This is really good beer. Straight away is that citra hop. There's a carbonation rush. Pininess comes in with that, and as it fades, you're just left with a nice bitterness, citrusy bitterness that carries through. I like that. That's really refreshing. Lots of orange, lots of grapefruit. Nice pininess, nice bitterness at the back end. That's a really refreshing West Coast Pale Ale. I'm impressed with that. Top stuff. Yeah, Burnt Mill Brewery, High Hopes, West Coast Pale Ale. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed that. I could drink plenty more of that quite happily. So yeah, 5% ABV, this West Coast Pale Ale in M&S. Like I say, it was either £3 or $3.50. Not 100% sure, but well worth a go. If you're going past an M&S, go in there, see if they've got one. Well worth a try. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Until my next one, you take care.